You've sat in that salon chair and walked out feeling like something went wrong, but you couldn't say exactly what. The cut was fine. The stylist was nice. But the woman in the mirror looked older than when you walked in. And you didn't know why. That's not bad luck. That's a pattern, and it's fixable. There are specific haircuts that do something almost no one talks about. They lift the face visually, restore the softness that thinner or grayer hair tends to flatten out, and give you that pulled together, quietly expensive look that people notice without knowing why. 7 of them. We're going through every single one today. I researched the worst style and beauty mistakes and the best fixes for women over 50 so you get real results, fast. If you haven't already, hit subscribe. I cover this every week. Haircuts 1 and 2. The soft layered lob and the face framing bob. Here's something most women don't hear until it's too late. The weight of your hair is aging you more than the color is. Not the gray. Not the texture. The weight. A heavy, unbroken length pulls everything. Face shape, cheekbone definition. Even the way your jaw reads, straight down. And after 60, when bone structure naturally becomes more prominent and facial fat redistributes, that downward drag is the last thing your face needs. The soft layered lob is the first cut that fights this directly. This is not a blunt lob. Not the chin grazing, zero movement cut that was everywhere a few years ago. The version that works here sits just past the collarbone and has weight removed internally, meaning the stylist cuts into the interior sections, not just the ends. That internal removal creates movement the eye reads as volume, even when the hair itself is fine or thinning. The layers are long and graduated, not choppy or stacked. They move when you turn your head. That movement is the point. It creates dimension that a flat, single-length cut simply cannot produce. When your hair has dimension, your face has dimension. Ask your stylist specifically for long internal layers with a point cut finish. Point cutting, where the scissors go into the ends at a diagonal rather than straight across, means the ends feather slightly instead of blunting. That feathering at the ends is what makes a lob look current instead of dated. The snapback is this. When your hair moves, people stop reading your age and start reading your energy. That sounds abstract until you watch it happen. And then it's obvious. The before, a heavy single-length lob that sits flat against the jaw and creates no visual lift. The after. The same length, internally layered, with a feathered finish that creates movement and opens the face. Same length on paper. Completely different woman in the mirror. Now, the second cut in this part works a different angle, and it's one of the most underused tools in this space. The face framing bob is not the blunt bob your mother wore. What makes this version rejuvenating is specific. It's slightly longer at the front than the back. This shape, sometimes called an A-line or a forward bob, creates a visual frame that draws the eye directly to the face, which is exactly where you want it. The key piece here is the face framing sections. These are the 2 pieces that fall closest to your cheekbones and jaw. In a face framing bob done right, those pieces are cut slightly longer and often texturized so they curve naturally toward the face, not away from it. That inward curve creates a soft, enclosing effect around your features. It's what gives the face framing bob its lift. The reason this works after 60 specifically is about proportion. When the face is framed, the viewer's eye stops and stays. It doesn't drift downward to the neck or shoulders. That held gaze is what reads as polished and intentional. Expensive, even, without anything expensive actually happening. Tell your stylist, I want a face framing bob, A-line shape, front pieces textured to curl inward, and please under-direct the nape sections. Under-directing the nape, pulling the back sections slightly forward before cutting, is what keeps the back from looking boxy. A boxy nape reads heavy. A clean, under-directed nape reads refined. The next cut coming up is the one stylists quietly recommend to each other, and almost never lead with in the consultation room. Most women never even hear the name. Haircut 3, the Licia. There's a cut that's been sitting in the background of editorial hair for years, quiet and consistent, and almost no one over 60 gets told about it. It's called the Licia. Long at the front, pixie short at the back and sides. And the reason it's on this list, the reason it belongs here specifically, is that it solves a problem almost no other cut can solve cleanly. Most women over 60 are managing 2 things at once. They want length because length feels safe, feels feminine, feels like something to hold on to. And they have density loss at the nape and temples, which means the shorter sections have thinned in a way that longer hair hides. The Licia doesn't make you choose between those two things. It gives you the length you want at the front, and it cuts away the thin, flat sections at the back, where length was never doing you any favors anyway. Here's how it works technically. The back and sides are tapered short, not buzzed, not severe, but close and clean, usually from the nape up to around the occipital bone. This immediately removes the flat, deflated look that thin back sections create in longer hair. The front sections are kept long, often chin to collarbone length, and either cut with layers or left blunter depending on the face shape. Those long front pieces are the visual anchor. They frame the face. They create the femininity. The short back creates the structure. The result is a silhouette that reads sharp, intentional, and this is the word that comes up most when women describe it. Modern. Not trendy modern. Timeless modern. The kind of cut that doesn't look like it's from any particular decade, because the proportions are so clean. The snapback here is almost immediate. The thin, flat nape that was dragging the whole look down is gone. The face framing length stays. What's left is a silhouette that pulls the eye up and forward, toward the face, and holds it there. What to tell your stylist? I want a Licia. Tapered nape graduated up to the occipital. And I want to keep length at the front, chin or below. Keep the front sections textured, not blunt, and please soften the transition between front and back, so it doesn't look like two separate haircuts. That last instruction is the one most people forget. A Licia where the front and back aren't blended looks disconnected and dated. A Licia with a smooth, graduated transition looks like a single intentional shape, which is exactly what it is. Before, long hair kept heavy at the back, thin nape sections stretched long and lying flat, no structure. After, tapered clean nape, long soft front pieces framing the face, the whole silhouette lifted and forward. The next cut is the shortest on the list, and it's the one women are most afraid of, and the most surprised by. Because when it's done right, it doesn't read short at all. Haircuts 4 and 5, the textured pixie and the wispy curtain bang shag. The biggest lie told about pixie cuts is that they're low maintenance. They're not. A pixie done well requires a stylist who understands proportion. Specifically, the proportion between crown volume and side/temple length. Get that proportion wrong and a pixie ages you. Get it right and a pixie can take a decade off your face in a single appointment. The version that works specifically after 60 is the textured pixie with directed crown volume. Here's what that means. The crown, the top section of the head, is left longer than in a standard pixie. Not dramatically longer, but enough to create height when styled. That height is critical because it counteracts the flattening effect that occurs when the sides are cut short. A flat-topped pixie broadens the face visually. A pixie with lift at the crown lengthens it, which is almost universally more flattering after 60. The texture comes from how the stylist finishes the cut. Point cutting throughout, especially at the top, means the pieces separate naturally instead of lying flat. That separation is what creates the piecewise, dimensional look that photographs as expensive and reads as intentional in person. When your stylist uses the phrase piecewise separation, she understands this cut. If that term gets a blank look, explain it. Individual sections of hair should be visible at the top, not melted together into one flat cap. The temple sections, just above and in front of the ears, should be kept soft, not hard cut. Hard cut temple sections make a pixie look severe. Soft tapered temple sections make it look curated. The snapback here is the one that catches women off guard. People stop seeing your hair and start seeing your bone structure. Cheekbones you'd forgotten about. A jawline you assumed was gone. The pixie, done right, is less a haircut and more an excavation. Before, a flat-topped pixie with blunt cut sections that lie flat against the head, widening the face. After, a textured pixie with lifted crown, point cut separation, and soft temple taper. Face open, defined, proportional. The second cut in this part comes from a completely different angle, literally and stylistically. The wispy curtain bang shag doesn't require you to go short. This is a cut that works on medium to long hair, and what makes it rejuvenating is not the length change. It's the framing. Curtain bangs, those soft center-parted fringe pieces that fall open toward the temples, have been having a moment across every age group. The reason they keep appearing is structural. They create a visual frame around the eyes and cheekbones. After 60, when the forehead becomes a larger portion of the visible face, curtain bangs reduce the amount of forehead visible without creating the hard, blunt fringe line that dates a look immediately. The shag underneath, layers cut throughout the mid-lengths and ends, adds the movement that makes curtain bangs look intentional rather than like an afterthought. A shag without bangs reads casual. Bangs without a shag reads dated. Together, they create a cohesive layered look where every section has purpose. Tell your stylist. Curtain bangs, wispy not blunt, parted at center and textured to fall open toward the temples. Leave them long enough to tuck back if I want to. Add internal shag layers from the mid-length down, point cut finish. The before, no fringe, flat parting, forehead as the dominant feature. The after, soft curtain bangs framing the eyes, shag layers creating movement, face balanced and forward. Part 4 is where things get specific, and a little surprising, about what the most elegant women over 60 are actually wearing on their heads right now. Haircuts 6 and 7, the asymmetric cut and the classic French bob. Most women over 60 who ask for something elegant end up with something safe. Safe is not elegant. Safe is invisible. And there's a specific cut that proves this better than any other. The asymmetric cut done at the right scale. This is not the severe, razor-sharp asymmetry that belongs in fashion editorials. The version that works after 60 is subtle, often just an inch or two longer on one side than the other, and the effect is quietly extraordinary. Here's what asymmetry does visually. When both sides of a haircut are the same length, the eye divides the face in half horizontally and reads it symmetrically. When one side is slightly longer, the eye follows the line of the longer side instead, which creates diagonal movement across the face. Diagonal movement reads as youthful, dynamic, and sophisticated all at once. It is not the same thing as looking edgy. It's actually the opposite. It's a way of making a haircut look considered rather than default. The scale matters here. Too much asymmetry, 4 or 5 inches difference, crosses from sophisticated into costume. The sweet spot is 1 to 2 inches. Enough that the eye follows it. Not so much that it's the only thing anyone sees. The longer side should fall toward the jaw or just past it. The shorter side is typically positioned on the side of the face with more bone structure or higher cheekbone. The visual weight of the longer side balances the asymmetry, so the face reads harmonious, not lopsided. Ask for a subtle asymmetric cut, longer on the left, shorter on the right. 1 to 2 inches difference. Both sides textured, not blunt. Longer side finishes with a soft point cut edge. The snapback is something stylists notice before their clients do. The face starts to read younger in photographs. Diagonal lines in a haircut translate as diagonal movement in a still image, and diagonal movement is what youth looks like when it's captured in a photo. Before, a symmetric bob with equal length on both sides, no visual movement, face reading flat and static. After, the same general bob shape with a 1-inch asymmetry, diagonal line created, face reading dynamic and refined. The final cut on this list is the oldest one, and the reason it's still here after nearly a century is that it simply works. The classic French bob sits between the jaw and the chin, cut blunt or very nearly blunt across the bottom, and worn with a natural or slightly side-swept parting. No layers or minimal layers. Clean, geometric, precise. What makes it rejuvenating specifically after 60 is counterintuitive. The blunt edge. A blunt cut line at the jaw creates a horizontal anchor point that draws the eye across the face rather than down along the neck. That horizontal draw lifts the perception of the entire lower face. It's a visual trick, but it works every time. The French bob works best on hair that has some natural texture. Not pin straight, not tightly curled, but somewhere in the range that holds a soft shape without product holding it in place. If your hair is very fine, a light volumizing product at the roots keeps the blunt line from lying flat. If it's naturally wavy, the French bob almost styles itself. Tell your stylist. Classic French bob, jaw to chin length, blunt finish or very close to blunt. No or minimal layers. Center part or slight side part. Your call based on my face shape. The last section brings it all together and adds the one piece of advice that ties all 7 of these cuts to the same principle most women never hear articulated, bringing it all together. The principle behind every cut. 7 cuts. 7 completely different shapes. And they all work for exactly the same reason. Every single one of these haircuts does one thing. It moves the visual weight of the hair up and forward, toward the face, instead of letting it fall downward and outward, which is what happens by default when hair is left without intention. That upward and forward movement is what reads as rejuvenating. Not shorter, not longer, not any particular texture or color. The direction of the visual weight. Once you understand that, the cuts stop feeling like arbitrary choices and start feeling like tools. The soft layered lob removes the downward pull of heavy length. The face framing bob creates a literal frame around your features. The lichia cuts away the thin flat sections that were dragging the back of your silhouette toward the floor. The textured pixie builds height at the crown. The curtain bang shag redirects the eye toward the eyes and cheekbones instead of the forehead. The asymmetric cut creates diagonal movement that reads as dynamic rather than static. The French bob anchors the jaw with a clean horizontal line that the eye follows across instead of down. There's something else worth saying here, because nobody really says it in the consultation room. Your stylist is often designing for the easiest execution. The cut that works on the most hair types with the least risk of complaint. That's not a criticism, it's just the reality of a busy salon. Which means the most rejuvenating cut you could get is almost never the one that gets suggested to you unprompted. You have to walk in already knowing what you want. And that's exactly what today did. It gave you 7 specific options, each with the exact language to use in the chair, so you're not going in hoping for the best and coming out looking like everyone else. The snapback across all 7 cuts is the same. When your hair has intention, you read as a woman with intention. It's not about looking younger in the way youth looks on a 30-year-old. It's about looking like the most refined, most present, most alive version of exactly who you are right now. At 60, at 65, at 70, any of these cuts, done right, will do that. The one thing to remember when you walk into your next appointment. The words matter. Under direction, point cut finish, directed crown volume, internal weight removal, tapered nape. These are not stylist words you're borrowing to sound informed. These are the words that get you the result. The stylist hears them and knows you've already done the thinking, which means she does the work instead of playing it safe. Pick one of the 7. Write down the exact language from that cut section. Walk in with it. See what happens. One more thing before you go, and this one's short. Most women assume that once you find a cut that works, you're done. You found the shape, you maintain it, and that's the whole equation. The piece that actually makes the difference, in between appointments, is what you do with the cut you already have. That's the next video. You came here with a question you maybe couldn't fully put into words, and you're leaving with 7 specific answers, each with the language to get it done right. That's not nothing. That's exactly the kind of information that changes what you see in the mirror. One question for you, and I genuinely want to hear this. Which of the 7 cuts surprised you most? The one you didn't expect to be on this list? Drop it in the comments. I read every one. Next week I'm covering what to do between appointments to maintain and extend any of these cuts, because the right cut is only half of it. Like this video, subscribe to Timeless Wisdom Path, and I'll see you in the next one.